Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we tackled the final Ken mission. It was called Riot. Passing that mission unlocked the mission for this video. It's the first Colonel Cortez mission and it's called Treacherous Swine. Passing this mission awards $250 and gives us the chainsaw over at our safe houses and unlocks the casual outfit. Here we learn that Colonel Cortez thinks his right-hand man, Gonzalez, has been talking out of turn, and of course Cortez wants us to solve his problem by killing Gonzalez for him.
I've been carrying Gonzalez for years, but now his incompetence reaches new heights. It's only right that you kill Gonzalez.
Tommy remains focused on finding the money that went missing in that drug deal gone bad in the opening cutscene of the game. Cortez promises that we will find the money together after we take care of this favor for him. This is one of a handful of missions where we are given a weapon specifically for use in the mission. In this case, it's a chainsaw. And I'll remind you that in the mission The Party, we actually had Gonzalez pointed out to us by Mercedes.
And the chatty trio, that sleeping sweat gland is Papa's right-hand gimp, Gonzalez. And the other two are Pastor Richards and pseudo-intellectual film director Steve Scott.
Throws a passion with the Nympho invaders when the giant shark comes in and just bites their dicks off.
To pass this mission, we'll need to kill Gonzalez. He'll have a couple of bodyguards helping him out and attacking us. We can kill the bodyguards, but that's not required for passing the mission. Once we kill Gonzalez, regardless of how we do it, we will get a 2-star wanted level, which we then need to lose. And then once we lose that 2-star wanted level, we will pass the mission. We will find Gonzalez on the top of his rooftop penthouse, and we're going to get in there by walking into a pink marker at the bottom of that building. This mission is the only time that the penthouse is accessible by foot. The building cannot be entered any other time other than during this mission, and that's kind of noteworthy because there is a hidden package up on the top of this roof, and so if you don't want to use a helicopter to get up there, or a really crazy taxi boost after you've done the 100 taxi drop-offs, then you need to grab that package during this mission. Since this is the last time we'll see Gonzalez in this game, it seems like a good time for us to read from his wiki. Gonzalez was a character in the GTA series appearing as a minor antagonist here in Vice City in 1986 and as a main character in Vice City Stories back in 1984. Gonzalez was voiced by George Pupo, so let me read just a tiny bit from his wiki entry. George Pupo, born 1960 in Cuba, is a Cuban actor and voice actor. He has appeared in television shows such as Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Late Show with David Letterman, The Sopranos, Dora the Explorer, Law and Order, Sesame Street, America's Most Wanted, America Fights Back, Hard Copy, Miami Vice, and Another World. In addition to voicing Gonzalez, he also voices Alberto Robina. Check out how Gonzalez instantly rotates to look at the front door, which is where we're coming out. In this vanilla attempt, I'll use the chainsaw to take out the guards, but you don't need to take out the guards. And I'll also use the chainsaw to take out Gonzalez, but you don't need to use the chainsaw to take out Gonzalez. Okay, so back to the wiki for Gonzalez. Gonzalez was born in Colombia. At an unknown time, Gonzalez and Colonel Juan Cortez became friends and allies, both gaining entry and diplomatic immunity to the United States, both settling in Vice City, with Gonzalez moving to the city first. Then there's a paragraph here from 1984, the Vice City Stories timeline, which I won't read other than saying that Gonzalez became Cortez's right-hand man at some point during this timeline, and Gonzalez allied himself with Victor Vance, Lance Vance's brother, the main character of Vice City Stories. And then here in 1986, the Vice City Bureau of Investigation was already aware of his former underground work, Gonzalez's former underground work, and they see him as a way to learn more about Cortez's operation, and they're suspicious of Gonzalez's relations with Diaz. So we saw Ricardo Diaz in The Party. He's going to be a main character for us later in this game. Gonzalez later informs Ricardo Diaz of a planned drug deal between the Vance crime family and the Forelli crime family, which is ambushed by Diaz's hitman. Yeah, so again, we don't know this yet, so I don't know. Spoilers? Is it too late to say spoilers? But we will learn later in this game that it's Ricardo Diaz's men who ambushed that drug deal in the opening cutscene of the game, and Ricardo Diaz was tipped off of that pending drug deal by Gonzalez. So as soon as we lose our wanted level here, we will pass the mission, we'll get our 250 bucks, and we will also see in the top left corner a note about the casual outfit being available over at the North Point Mall. So I'm just going to cut the short drive to the mall, and I will show you our brand new outfit. You also saw that I tried getting out of my car, and as soon as I got out of my car by the pay and spray, that pink marker disappeared. So you have to, if you're going to use that pink marker, you have to be in a vehicle in order to use it. Okay, so the clothing outfit is up on the second floor of Gash, and it'll be there for the rest of the game. And just to show you that it's not just a spiffy new outfit for us, but also removes 1 or 2 wanted stars, we will get 1 or 2 wanted stars, and then we'll walk into our new outfit, which will replace the soiree outfit we have on. Oh, we are just so casual now. That looks nice. Nice, nice, nice. In this next clip, I've already started the mission, but I'm just going to explore the rooftop in a helicopter. And while I'm doing that, I'll talk a little bit more about Gonzalez's entry on the wiki. Gonzalez has 2 appearances here in Vice City, the party, just that cutscene, and then this mission here, Treacherous Swine. And in Vice City Stories, he appears in 1 mission, and then he is the post-mission pager message for another mission. He's the boss for 3 missions in Vice City Stories, and then he has a second post-mission pager message in that game. Gonzalez's appearance was partially based on that of infamous drug baron Pablo Escobar, according to the character's artist, Stephen Bliss, on Twitter. And Pablo Escobar was the namesake of the Escobar International Airport here in Vice City. And speaking of Gonzalez's appearance, I do appreciate that in the party cutscene, the shirt that Gonzalez was wearing is exactly the same shirt that he'll have on in this mission here. Reading from the wiki, the song that can be heard playing in the background during the cutscene for this mission is Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. The song is also featured on the in-game radio station Fever 105 and is heard in Vice City's first trailer. So then I hopped off the roof, started the cutscene as normal, fast forwarding through this part, and then I ran to the place where I know Gonzalez is going to head down to get down to ground level. So I ran into this little doorway here, just waiting to see what would happen. Gonzalez was not expecting a helicopter to be in his way, but eventually he makes his way around. And then I just like this cutscene where he's running for his life from Tommy with the chainsaw, but he's running to Tommy. Here, I'm demonstrating that after we get that cutscene where Gonzalez goes to the street, the doors to this building are closed and they will be locked for the rest of the game. I've mentioned previously that I'm always curious about mission-specific NPCs and whether they just kind of run around in a random pattern or if they actually have a destination in mind. And it turns out Gonzalez does indeed have a destination in mind. Now, he runs super slow. He's got this ridiculous running animation, so it takes a long time, even in octuple speed, which is what you're watching right now. But eventually, Gonzalez makes his way a little bit south of the southern police station here, and then he will make a U-turn to the right and eventually make his way towards the main entrance, the front entrance of that police station. And surprisingly, if he gets to that police station, you fail the mission. I didn't know it was possible to fail this mission in any way other than the standard, get busted or die during the mission. But yeah, he's got a destination in mind. And if you let him get to the police station, I don't know how you could through like normal gameplay, but if you let him get there, then you fail the mission. Okay, Gonzalez, turn left. Here we go. You're almost there. He doesn't actually have to make it into the front door. He just has to get to like some radius of the front door. And then we get this cutscene that I have never seen before. Gonzalez has made it safely to the police station. He has. In this next attempt, you're going to see that I have the chainsaw armed. Then I'm going to use the cheat code Thug's Tools, which replaces whatever is in the melee slot with the bat. So now I no longer have a chainsaw. I just scrolled through all the weapons so you can see there's no chainsaw in my possession. But as soon as we go into this pink marker, the game gives you another chainsaw. They really, really want you to have a chainsaw for this mission. If you use Thug's Tools one more time right here at this point, you'll keep the bat. They don't try to replace the melee weapon with the chainsaw anymore, but they give you the chainsaw at the start of the mission and also when you get into that pink marker if it happens that you don't own the chainsaw at that moment. Just for fun, I wanted to see if I could kill Gonzalez with the blades of the helicopter. I like how they talk to each other like they're standing right next to each other when Tommy is in a really noisy helicopter. But if you get the angle just right, and these poles are kind of in the way, but if you get the angle just right, you can kill pedestrians and Gonzalez with the blades of the helicopter. In the next clip, I decided to abandon Gonzalez here on the penthouse rooftop and just jump down and see what happens, because part of the cutscene right after Gonzalez comes to the street is that I'm supposed to come through these doors and go to the street as well. So, looks like I'm right where I was, and Gonzalez runs like a ring around the rosy with me here, but that's it. Next, I put my helicopter up on the roof before the cutscene. Then we're going to jump down and start the cutscene. And then once I have control of my character, I'm going to make a beeline for that helicopter and see what happens when we get the cutscene where Gonzalez goes down onto the street level. Because again, the game is expecting to just put me on the ground coming out of those doors right after him. And so we get our cutscene. And again, he's going to auto-rotate to face me. Look at these NPCs phasing in and out of existence. So I don't come out of the door, but instead I'm placed next to my helicopter somewhere kind of far from, like, how did we get over here? I don't understand. In the next attempt, I used the Panzer cheat code 5 times to give me 5 tanks, which I've neatly laid across the road, hoping to block Gonzalez's path. But you can see here, when we get to this cutscene, the game has conveniently gotten rid of exactly one of my tanks, and it's exactly the one that he needed in order to make a clear path. So I decided Rockstar wasn't going to mess up my tank funds, and then I used Panzer, I don't know, 4 more times. And there's no way, you can look at the far left of this row of tanks, like the tank closest to the police building there. Like, there's no way to get past it, but eventually this jerk is going to get past it. I wasn't sure if maybe the game would, I don't want to say it's going to like soft lock, but like sometimes the game just has like programmed into it, if the thing doesn't happen within a certain number of seconds or minutes from when it's supposed to happen, then we're just going to like end the mission just so the game doesn't soft lock. And so I was kind of wondering if that would happen, and maybe that's what did happen. But eventually Gonzalez is going to make his way very close to the building, and he's going to sneak past that frontmost tank, the tank that's furthest away from Tommy right now. And I promise you, gang, there is not room over there for a person to walk past. But somehow he's going to make it through. So I don't know if this is the game just like despawning the tank so that he can eventually get here and the cutscene can happen, or I don't know. It's funny business is what it is. In this attempt, I'm going to kill Gonzalez before he leaves the rooftop, and you'll see that the behavior of the bodyguards changes, and also there's text on the screen. The Vice City Police are onto you. Yeah, that's usual. But now we get this new line. It says, go back through the doors to return to the ground floor. Yeah, so they programmed in, like we still have to take care of it just in case the gamer uh, beats up or kills Gonzalez here on the rooftop. So the bodyguard is broken. You can see there's 2 pink icons. We go into either one and we get teleported down to the street. Then it says, get into a vehicle. And I am going to refrain from getting into a vehicle. And I'm just going to fast forward here. As long as you don't commit any crimes, 1 star will disappear. And so here we'll see the 1 star wanted level disappear. And I thought that I would pass the mission at that moment, but I didn't. The game really wants you to get into a car because this is the pay and spray tutorial. That's part of this mission. Now, you don't need to use the pay and spray, but you do need to get into a car. So we got ourselves 1 star back. I'm going to get in the car. It says, hey, dummy, there's the pay and spray right over there, and we're trying to teach you how to use it. And so I'm just going to get rid of this last star with the bribe star, and then we pass. So really interesting. Like, clearly they intended for you to use the pay and spray, but they didn't program that in. They programmed it so that you have to get into a vehicle, but they should have programmed it so you have to use the pay and spray if that's what they really wanted. Here I again kill Gonzalez before he leaves the rooftop. But in this case, I was kind of surprised that the bodyguards behaved differently. Like they were acting more aggressive. Like they can't get to me, but they're running around as opposed to just kind of standing in place like before. So I went up and said, "How you doing, bud?" And he starts fighting me. What's the deal? Hold on, buddy. We can talk about this. All right, I'm out of here. So again, the game wanted you to go into one of those pink markers, but you can just hop down and then you get the same message from before and get into a vehicle. I declined, but I appreciate the offer. So I'm going to get rid of the 1 wanted star here with the bribe star. I'm going to run over to the Pizza Boy moped and just fast forward through a little bit of time passing. And yeah, you can pass as long as you have a no wanted star level, and then you get onto a vehicle, you instantly pass. For a challenge that I was interested in trying, I wanted to steal one of the coaches. And so I spent some time here at this bus stop, and I noticed that it's always a maximum of 5 people that wait at the bus stop, and they always get in this kind of orderly line. And just out of curiosity, I wanted to see what would happen to the other 4 people if I kicked the first person. So eventually they all move up a spot. That's reasonable. Last person is lost. I don't know what happened, but anyway, somebody else comes in and joins the line. So the challenge that I settled on for this mission was to kill Gonzalez by drowning him. I wanted to try to force him into the water and get him to die that way. And I spent a good hour and a half, maybe a solid 2 hours, trying and failing to get this guy to drown himself. I'm not going to show you a single one of my attempts. They were all fruitless, but What I wanted to do was try to use the area just south of the Malibu. There's a grassy area there west of the road. So I was thinking about that grassy area because I know that Gonzalez walks along the sidewalk along that grassy area. And just west of that grassy area is a small concrete pillar to prevent you from falling into the water, just west of the concrete wall. And so my intention was to gently encourage Gonzalez to walk further and further into that grassy area, further and further west. And then once I got him up against the wall, probably trapped by a vehicle of mine and the wall, then I was hoping to punch him and get him to flip over the wall into the water on the other side. And I don't know whether or not that ever would have actually worked, but I couldn't even get him up against the wall. I tried and tried and tried. This is actually why I wanted the bus, is that I was hoping to use the bus to gradually encourage him while he was on foot. I would kind of angle my bus to the southwest more and more and have him run into my bus, which was pushing him to the west towards that concrete wall. So I never found a bus, but I did end up using an enforcer a bunch of times, and I did manage to push him westward in that grassy area. But every time I did, like if I pushed him too much west in a single push, he would get run over a little bit by the enforcer. And he didn't die, but like he lost some of his health. And so he would end up falling over and getting trapped under the enforcer repeatedly. And after getting knocked over by the enforcer about 5 times, he would die. And that's what happened every single time. I just kept accidentally killing him by running over him a little bit 5 or 6 times with the enforcer. And I just couldn't make it happen. If you have other ideas, suggestions for how to get this guy to drown, I'd love to hear what those suggestions are. Because again, I tried for like 2 hours and I just couldn't even see whether or not I could punch him onto the wall because I never got him to the wall. So this was my first attempt with the hunter, and the way that I'm saying that gives you an indication it's not going to be my last. Something real surprising happened for me on this first attempt. So initially, I thought I was going to get pulled out by the bodyguard, but they never actually pulled me out of the hunter at any point. And then we get this cutscene. Now I'm in the hunter right now, and then the game, the game knew that it needed to, like teleport me down here to this spot. But I was in the hunter, so it just brought the hunter down as well. I don't know. I guess they weren't expecting me to have a hunter here during this cutscene. So there's my poor hunter. I don't think that I can extricate that from the building. It sure seems like it's wedged in there real good, but we're gonna do our best. So let's see if we can first get into the hunter. Okay, so far so good. Now, unsurprisingly, the Blaze are trying to rotate, but they can't. But we get this really nice view of Vice City, the eastern island here. We weren't expecting to see it from this perspective. You can see the kind of insides of this building. And so now I was trying to like look around, look left, look right by like doing drive-by stuff. At some point, I decided to shoot the torpedo from the hunter, and that was probably not the wisest decision given the instability of the hunter's location at this moment. Whoops. So here's my final attempt at this mission, again trying to kill Gonzalez with the hunter. So I learned my lesson from the last attempt and I decided to safely place my hunter down on street level, and then I'll jump down there. We want no nonsense about being teleported and glitched into the building in my hunter. So just fast forwarding through a lot of the cutscenes, you've seen them already many times. And I am starting to wonder if it's possible for the bodyguards to pull me out of the hunter, because I felt like they had a couple of opportunities in the last clip, and there's another clip I didn't show you. But anyway, I never got pulled out. Okay, let's see if we can take care of Gonzalez with one of these rockets. All right, struck out on the first attempt. How about this attempt here? Oh, get some. The Vice City police are on to me. Well, let's fix that. Get to the paint spray. I don't think the paint spray will accept my helicopter. I don't think my helicopter would fit. But as an extra challenge, I decided I wasn't going to get out of this hunter until I had passed the mission. So I'm going to try to gently get down here, grab that bribe star. There we go. And back up off the ground. Please don't fail me now, hunter. And that's it. So all I have to do is be a good little boy and not commit any crimes until my one wanted star goes away on its own accord. And then we will pass the mission and get the casual outfit delivered. Easy. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. I will skip the rest of the trip down to the sea icon on the map, and that's where we'll save our game for the next mission, the next video. But if you do have any ideas for how to drown Gonzalez, I don't know why. I just really wanted to drown that guy, and I was disappointed that after 2 hours of attempts, and I thought I could do it. I just never got even close. So if you have any suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them. And if you have any thoughts on Treacherous Swine, this mission right here, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.